We are live. Welcome to another episode of our Real Dad Movement podcast. This episode 41, in a world of uncertainty. Very, very interesting times at the moment. Irrespective of when you listen to this, dads might be listening to this in 6 months, 6 years' time. The reality is at the moment, the world is full of uncertainty, no matter how lightheartedly people may play on it or how heavy people may get. But the ultimate reality is a lot of responsibility and ownership comes down to us in how we choose to see our lives and the actions we can take moving forward. And that's what I want to talk about in today's episode, because we forfeit the right. We think the constructs of what becomes familiar in our life and what we see, touch and do outside of ourselves in our external environment through familiarity shapes our world and what it can, will and should be. So from a level of that comes a level of expectations and assumptions where, well, there can't be a superbug, there can't be a deadly virus, there can't be this or that, because that's just not how life is. I haven't experienced it before. Let's go back just over 100 years ago, the first war, and the World War, where it would have been quite a surreal feeling and moment in not even having the ability to communicate in such a widespread format to get good, bad and the ugly, a level of information from which you can construct what you see in the world. More importantly, what I want to talk about today is you. Not everything else that's happening, how you can handle that. So what is certainty and how do we get a level of certainty? Well, let's start with what we believe to shape as our reality. And more often than not, it comes down to our senses and our feelings, your eyes and your feelings. Your eyes and your feelings shape the world and how you see it, right? Ultimately shapes your feelings and what you believe to be true. Went outside the other day, it was rainy and windy, overcast, just looked horrible, and all the hysteria of news and social media, and it looked like doomsday. It was amazing how literally my eyes and entertaining the thought of a set of feelings shaped my entire view of the world. It was very fascinating. So when I'm looking at this, I'm looking going, wow, is this what people experience? Is this what triggers people? Eyes and feelings, eyes and feelings. What are they? Your eyes are external environment, your feelings, internal environment. And it's a constant to and fro in which one you let play king in your role to dictate what the kingdom is that you live and experience, right? Quite interesting. So make sure you explore yourself and have a look inside of what you believe your world to be off the back of your senses, touch, taste, sight, sound, and smell. And a lot of the times, yes, what we're hearing, but what we're seeing and what we're feeling comes down to a line of triggering. This is just what we are immediately. This is what we think. This is the world, right? So when you start to explore yourself on what you, A, are conditioned to believe, and B, program yourself to believe, a lot of the times your level of certainty or lack thereof comes down to you. Now, you can also change that, right? You might feel like you're your greatest problem. Maybe you don't know that. Well, you are, but you're also your greatest asset and solution through a level of resourcefulness of creating that certainty. See, the danger and the traps in life is uncertainty. You want more certainty in your life? Put your fucking hand up and take ownership over it. How's that sound for a start? How do I create that hour? That's a real good point. And you swore, awesome, great, I'm charged up now. No, let's be smart about this. Apply some true power to your life. What's true power? Well, it's not knowledge. Knowledge is bullshit. It means nothing. Knowledge is worse than ignorance because people know or they think they know what they should do, but they still don't do it. True power is learning, getting a level of understanding over what it is that you want to apply to your life, applying it, and then reflecting. Three-pronged approach. And that's what I've done in another episode as well. True power, learn, do, reflect, so you can go and grow again and again and again. Unknown, of course there is. There'll always be the unknown. What would life be without the unknown? Why would we even be here? It doesn't make any sense to me. So there's always going to be unknown in your life. That's okay. Uncertainty is the trap and the pitfall, because what does that mean? It means a lack of action. It means forfeiting the right, not just physically, mentally, forfeiting the ability to control your feelings and emotions, your free will. I put up ads and I get abused on my Facebook ads, right? Isn't that fascinating? Some of these guys are 3,000 kilometers away from me. And where I'm coming is obviously from a genuine place with love and care for helping create a change that this world needs, right? There's nothing real out there for fathers. They need this. This is imperative for them to reclaim their life and live the greatest life they can. Yet I'll cop abuse, and it's quite fascinating, isn't it, that someone 3,000 kilometers away from you can trigger you into a set of feelings and control your emotions. Make sure you stand guard at your own mind and be cautious of that. That's a dangerous thing to let go of. So when you're living a life of uncertainty, what does that mean? Well, you're not taking action you know you can. You're not living in the highest level of belief and practicing that every single day. So it becomes the hind quarter of the brain, the subconscious of what you live and breathe every single day. See, for me, the glass is full. It's not half full. It's not half empty. It's completely full. It's half water, half air. We need both. We can use both. You must apply both in your life. Why would you want anything else? What's the alternative? I don't dance around mushrooms holding pinkies with fairies thinking everything is going to be okay. Yes, there's some hard shit that faces us in life. I've been through a lot of hard shit myself, as has all of us, right? We've all had this list of, these are the points in my life where I've had some tough times, some hard yakka, so to speak. Awesome. Good for you. I don't really care about that as much as I care about where we are now. Where are we now? What are we doing? What can you do to move forward? You can't do anything if you don't take a line of action mentally to reinforce the stability you can create and that certainty you can create. Because you're just sitting back, pissing in the wind, so to speak, waiting for something to happen, waiting for life to happen to you, waiting for someone or something to roll through you in your life because you haven't fortified yourself or built yourself up to a level where you have the resilience, you got the grit, you got the toughness, you're a fucking hard man when you need to be, and you're an empathetic, loving man when you need to be, so you can handle the battle, so you can handle the conditions, so you can handle what life will throw at you, not might, not may, will, and continue to. Because at the moment, as we're almost certainly heading into the next depression or global recession, there's opportunity. At the moment, there's the opportunity for leadership. There's the opportunity to show, not tell. There's an opportunity for your character to be revealed off the back of the work that you've been putting into yourself for quite a period of time, because it doesn't just happen overnight. The 9 operations, losing my home, almost being homeless, going through and my career being shattered, running businesses for 8 years, selling my gym for 1/7 of what I bought it for 4 years ago, like running up debt and credit cards and living off my wife's wage while I was trying to make this dream of becoming a CrossFit athlete because of the voids and the big holes left because my career was shattered over the other side of the fucking world, my shoulder torn to pieces, playing for Italy in a World Cup qualifier and losing my contract for the Rabbitohs. That's all I wanted to be, an elite athlete, an elite sportsman, and play first grade rugby league. Awesome. Good for you, Al. You're going to have a powwow about it, or you're going to move on with life and become a better man for it. See, there's always an opportunity presented in front of you. And from that opportunity, you can adopt true power in your life and apply true power in your life to take a level of action, learn and understand from that, and reflect and grow so you can go again. And guess what that does to you? That builds you. That builds the bar, that hardens you, that steels you for life. And you know what it gives you? Certainty. Because if you take action, let me be clear, because I don't like living in the land of opinions. What I handle and what I deal is facts and data and universal truths. And what this gives you when you take action is certainty. You'll always know whether something that you did worked or whether it didn't, but then you know. And it's not knowledge of reading, it's knowledge through application, knowledge through life experience. You can't buy that. You can't beat that. So as we begin to enter times, whether they get tougher, easier, lighter, heavier, more dependent, others more dependent on you, feeling that you're losing a sense of control and freedom with what's around you and outside of you, don't ever lose the sense of control and freedom inside of you. You want certainty outside yourself, adopt and apply that within. How do you adopt and apply that within? By taking action, relentless action, find a way. The greatest resource and resourcefulness is always between the ears. The 6 inches between the ears and your heart. You play those two together, you combine them, and this is how you win. This is why you win. This is why I will win. What we're heading into in the next era, however long or little it lasts, and the ripple effect from that is going to be the greatest leap and bound that I take moving forward in leadership and showing fathers what's truly possible in their life to stand up and liberate themselves from what the rest of the fucking world's doing through living a life of mediocrity, to be better, to be more, to stand up on their 2 feet, not alone. You don't have to go it alone, but being more within yourself, and not from a sense of pride or ego, from a sense of love and leadership, to be more for yourself and those around you. That's what we're presented with right here, right now. That's going to give you the greatest level of certainty. That's going to help you move forward in your life, whether there's unknown or not ahead, in taking that action, taking that step and pioneering what's possible for others. Because the strength that you adopt and apply, not faking through doing, you can then see the benefits and byproducts of that affecting those around you and those closest to you. And let me be clear as I wrap up this episode, in a world of uncertainty, the greatest asset you can have with working on the real estate between the ears, in the external, internal environment, eyes and feelings, what's happening around us is where you choose to apply your energy. It's not limitless. It's why we sleep every night. So looking at what you're focusing on is crucial. And that goes hand in hand with where you can apply your level of growth and greatness, because where you focus is exactly where your energy, your efforts in your world becomes. You follow the news, you watch the news, you listen to the news. Awesome. Guess where your focus is? Right there and then on the news. Now, this isn't a beat up, whether it's a political, social media, mainstream media thing. There are a lot of things that are fucked in the world. That's okay. There are things that you can't control. So why worry about it? Why waste time there? Focus on you. You do you and be the best you that you can, and everyone else will win. It's a given. You can't lose. Like I promise you right here and now, as we wrap up this episode, you will not lose. You will find a way. My business nearly went under last year, dropped 9K on advertising, got no one, zero back. Like I've got some amazing stories, when I guess, not the dust settled, but when we've got a little bit more time and a little bit older and wiser to help others explore themselves, especially younger people, whether they're getting into business or not, men and fathers. Some phenomenal stories where it's make or break. And it wasn't the character building process of looking and going, this is going to build my character. It was a character revealing process. And from there, I was presented with opportunities and choices to develop different levels of certainty. And if I wasn't sure about something, I made sure about it. I made it my business. And if something that I did gave me a certainty of not working, I found something that fucking did. And that's how you have to be. You can't not, because what's the alternative? You are forfeiting your free will without even knowing it. So I hope you got some value and some real golden nuggets out of this, in knowing that, hey, there's always going to be something happening to and around us. But what you will always have control over is your perception, your perspective, how you choose to see it, and the action, the next line of actions that you choose to take moving forward, because that's what shapes our life. And what shapes our life through the choices we make is heavily influenced through the environment that you choose to surround yourself with, internally, externally, and what you rinse and repeat. Not a moment. A moment doesn't define anything. And I'll do another episode on that when I talk about the life cycle of a caterpillar into a butterfly. Phenomenal. You're looking at months, some species or types of butterflies, years, where they go through the entire life cycle. Do you know how long they spend as a butterfly? Days. Nothing but a fart in the wind in the cosmos of time. Have an amazing afternoon, day, night, weekend, whenever you're listening to this, and know that, yes, you have the power. Don't tag into bullshit cliches and quotes and motivational pieces that mean sweet fuck all. Apply some real truths to your life that can be raw and real, and how you can stand up, rise up, and be a better man, a better father for yourself and for your family. And when you do that, you will win. I guarantee you will win. And if you're struggling with that, if you're struggling with that environment, shift it. Change and immerse your environment using technology, what we have here, to really dive into something that really serves you best, whether it's a coach, a mentor, a team, an environment that's going to help you break out of your own bullshit, raise up out of your own standards, your own stories, and be more. Not just for your family and everyone else, which we always talk about, but for you. This is your life. This is your world. Take care. Have an amazing day, night, weekend, and I'll chat to you soon. Cheers.